Hey everybody, Tonia Reeves, Australia's Cowgirl medium. I'm laughing today because I've got two dogs having a wrestle in the background, so I do apologise that they're downstairs and I can't actually stop them right now. So anyway, it's interesting that they're both having a fun little tussle downstairs. They're not punching on or, being nasty to each other. They're just having a good old wrestle. So anyway, that brings me to today's conversation. I'm just like, oh my God, really? They decided to do it now. For me, the energy that probably the last month, and for many that I've connected with for readings and, just connected with in general even, we've been noticing that people have really felt that. It's almost like a need to pull back, a need to retreat and just take a bit of time out from things that you would normally do day to day. And I know for me that's just been going back to, reading books and just disconnecting a little bit from things that I would normally spend time on. I had to reset my computer. So I had a real issue with technology has been really, really tricky for me, just trying to set things up on my website. Everything's been a bit of a block. So usually when that happens, it shows to me that the current energies can be a little bit restrictive or just, being troublesome to get stuff done can also mean that you just need to step back and be an allowance of things. So for me, it's been a really big one this month is just to be an allowance and say to myself, you know what, I'm not going to worry about what I can't control. I'll just focus on what I can control. And sometimes these things are big things and sometimes they're little things, but hey, everything can wait. So there's times when sometimes I think you just need to take a chill pill, sit back and go, you know what, I'm just going to be an allowance of whatever is to transpire. And it does tend to then put you at a level of energy whereby you can handle when things pop up that maybe are unexpected. And, it's also telling or declaring that you are honouring who you are and exactly where you are right now. And I feel like, we've come to that where, August is around the corner. We get to do a bit of reflection. But certainly if you feel like you need to just sit in space at the moment, just do that, because I just think that, collectively we're all feeling it. And I know for me, even writing my article for Holistic Bliss magazine, I'm always, I've got mine done by the beginning of the month. I'm really organised. And this month I only just got it in. So I'm like, and normally that's not me. So I do feel like we're all being impacted a little bit energetically at the moment, whether we realise it or not. So just, if I can say anything, it's just holding tight and just bearing with it and, go with the flow. So I think that's a real, very common human lesson that we often need to learn is to be in the moment and just roll with things. It's a bit like the dogs wrestling, behind me. It's I'm just going to roll with it. I can't control it. So, hey, let's do it. So, hey, I've got a fellow Aussie on the phone today, which I'm really excited about. So, Therese, I believe in San Remo. Therese, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Hello.
How are you? How odd to have an Australian accent on my phone here. And I suppose you would be thinking the same, contacting American radio and you get a fellow Aussie.
Yes.
I love it. So you're down at San Remo, down by the beach. I know where that is. And how are you guys going with there's a bit of a flare-up down that way, wasn't there, with numbers and things?
Yes, it was, but it's a lot better now, thank God. So, yes, I'm working at the ice cream shop in San Remo, right across the road from the beach, and it's absolutely beautiful here today.
Oh, gorgeous. It's a beautiful part of the world, I have to say. You're very blessed to be living down there. It's gorgeous. Well done.
Thank you.
Now let's get on to your reading. Can I ask, there's a lady stepping forward in the spirit world for you. Is Mum passed for you, Therese? Is the
yes, she has. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like Mum. I get Mum strongly coming through for you. It's like Mum's giving you guidance. So around this, Was there something, were you meant to be traveling and you're not now? It's like she's showing me there was, obviously with COVID, we've all been have to change things, but I feel like there was something you're meant to be doing or going to and you've now had to change your plans.
I would like to travel a bit around Australia, but due to the circumstances, the way things are, it's probably not a great idea at this stage in life.
Yep. Okay. And has there been changes for you in as far as relationships go? Because it's just like there's something I want to go back to, like she's showing me. So there's been things that have transpired over the last 12 months, and I know, like, God, half of that's through COVID, but has there been changes to a relationship-wise as far as you go?
Yes, there has been. I think with quite a few people. Yep. I think I'm just evaluating myself more as a human and less tolerant to a lot more and put myself first for once.
Yes. And people don't like that, or you have had that where people are a bit like, oh, my God, like they're going to trying to get their head around it. And I do have to say well done to you in standing up and going, this is my new way of doing things. And I do feel like maybe mum wasn't, because I feel like when a mum didn't get a chance to do that, and it's like she's celebrating the fact that you are. So it's like I feel like there's aspects of you that are stronger in the way to stand in your power.
Yes, she's made me very strong from her teachings and her lessons. Admittedly, I didn't have the best of childhood, but there's a lot of morals, principles and ethics and things like that I have booked from Mum, which is a blessing in itself because it has made me a better person.
Beautiful. And it's like she's continuing to be your cheerleader in the spirit world. So there's very much like she's enjoying seeing you transpire. And it's almost like, being the best version of you, which obviously you are. But there's also in that you're going to be making decisions about where I feel like you're reevaluating even where you're living, and there's going to be decisions over the next 12 months on that. It's like, it's like time for a change. And I feel like you've felt this pull for a while, but there's something around an opportunity coming up that you're going to go, yep, I'm doing that. And I do feel like you're moving from where you are.
That would be great because one of my things I'd like to do is go solo and be by myself, living by myself, and just embracing my friends, my spirituality, doing a lot more with my life. And I feel that I'm just sitting there wasting way too much time and my life because life is precious and so is time.
Absolutely. And you're here to do some more stuff. So it's almost like for you haven't fully, how can you put it? It's like the best is still yet to come for you. And that will be around that travel and making the change. And that feeling of, I need to escape this is not lost on you. And it's like you've had that pull now for a while. And, of course, with COVID, it makes it a bit tricky. But I do see something around for you. And, obviously when you're talking about spirituality, like you have that in spades. But I see there's aspect of traveling and almost like whether you're doing some work in places that you're really wanting to capture the essence of the spiritual side of them. But I see you're not necessarily your next move, not having a solid place saying I'm just 100% here. It's like I feel like you're going a couple of months here, a couple of months somewhere else, and it's almost like wherever the wind takes you is where you're going to be. But in that you will have all those spiritual gifts and blessings and things that, it's for you, it's about the experiences, and you're going to have some amazing experiences that really shape you from here forward. And that's where we're going to see, Therese, it's like your next chapter is happening. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. That sounds so promising. I'll be totally looking forward to that because, like I said, I want to buy a camper van and basically travel a bit.
Yeah, absolutely, mobile. Yeah.
Yeah, and just feel the solitude of just, and just be, who I am and bring out the best of me and make my heart content for once.
Yeah, absolutely. And you won't look back because you're honouring who you are. I see Western Australia. So, hey, we only need one border to open or two borders to open, isn't it? And you've got the skills. So I do see you picking up work, here and there. And I also want to say look out for, there's places, I know there's groups on Facebook that I've got a motorhome and we do a lot of travelling, but where you can look after people's properties. So I do see something around that as well, where you go, great, I can go and look after somebody's property and park up my motorhome and stay there for a month and really explore places. And because you're so clever at, you don't need a lot to live on. So I could just see you like doing that easily and going, I don't need to spend a fortune on things. And it's almost like that's been the big thing to come out of this for you, is that you've realised that it's not about what things you have, the material things that you have. It's about the experiences and the memories. And it's like you're not going to look back once that's embraced.
That's awesome. I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're going to do that. So look out. I would be just checking out motorhomes, 100%. I see you in something that's easy to manoeuvre, so not that big. And I see a little dog with you. So I don't know whether you've got a dog you're taking with you or you're going to pick one up. I don't know, but I see there'll be a companion in the shape of 4 legs.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
So start looking out. The best way to manifest these things is to start looking at what's around. And I do feel like there'll be the perfect opportunity and you'll be like, yep, that's me. And really, to have no fixed address, even during COVID and lockdown, you just make the most of whichever state you're in. And we're lucky it's a huge country here, so no problems doing that.
Yeah, awesome.
And Mum will be coming along enjoying the ride. You've got a really massive amount of spiritual souls connecting. Your spirit team are there and they are excited about that. So please do it. I've run out of time now. Thank you so much for calling in, and contact me or connect with me on Australia's Cowgirl Medium on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate all your time and blessings. Thank you.
My pleasure. You've got this. I'm excited to hear your next journey. It's so exciting. Ooh.